Welcome back, traders and investors, to Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep, brought to you by MarketFi. I'm your co-host, Joel Elconin, along with Brianna Valesky, and we have Rachel Shasha on the line. She is a trader and blogger at Sassy Options. Rachel, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
How'd you come up with the Sassy Options name?
Actually, that's funny. There's a guy on Twitter named Trader Stewie, and he said I should come up with a better name because it's kind of just my generic name, or I don't know what I had. And he said, "Well, you're sassy, so maybe you should put something like that in there." And I had S's in my name, so and then spy as in the ECS, so it made sense.
Okay, that makes sense. Before we start talking about individual stocks and kind of what you've been trading lately, I know you like to focus on sentiment and psychology of the markets. And we've had a lot of volatility lately, a lot of expectations for the market just to continue, on its path from 2014. Are you seeing any kind of sentiment, any kind of excessive bullishness or bearishness or anything that is making you influencing your trading a little bit?
If anything, that's the thing. I think that neither. I'm not seeing either excessive on bullishness or bearishness. I'm seeing a very split. I'm seeing it very split. I actually am seeing people not kind of know, which is weird because usually there's people who are like completely perma bulls or perma bears, and it seems as if nobody really knows right now, which is kind of a cool place to be. I feel like as a trader because everyone's kind of on even ground.
And how do you measure the sentiment or psychology? Do you have your own proprietary indicators? Do you go with the magazine covers, Time Magazine, Contrarian Indicator? How do you measure, investor and trader sentiment?
My sassy proprietary sentiment is based on just my own intuition. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean it's partly
I
intuitive
like
in terms
that.
of
I
what I
like
see,
that.
but I mean it is partly intuitive based on what I read and I follow a different people on Twitter that I feel like end up having similar gauges, but then like either they're usually on the bull side or the bear side, and I kind of see where they are. But actually, I'm mostly also looking at like charts. So you look at like 20-day highs, put call ratio, 20-day lows, see how fast people are buying dips. Right now it doesn't seem like people are really that interested. I think everyone's kind of in no man's land right now. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. I think Thursday obviously is going to be a big deal. What
Hmm.
happens with the ECB? So I don't know if everyone's waiting for that or what. But I mean, as of right now, it just seems like people are, and I hate to use the word because it's so generic now, but complacent. Everyone's kind of like, well, I don't, it seems like it's going to go up, but
It doesn't.
um, like we have not had the washout I would be typically looking for to call a bottom right now. So I would say I would not be looking for new highs from the bottom that we recently put in.
Okay, and just you mentioned you like to try and get your sentiment from Twitter. Are you looking to fade certain people? Or is there some certain people that you follow that you feel that are a little bit more forthright and a little bit more you value their opinion a little bit more?
There definitely is people on Twitter that I value their opinion more, but it's the thing is when I read theirs, I see less about their own opinion. I see more of the information they're putting out, and then I can come to my own conclusion, which I find usually are the better people to follow in terms of, coming out with an outcome. So they're not really saying, oh, I'm bullish or bearish, but they will show you different things they're looking at and kind of let you figure out your own conclusion. You might have a bias, but I feel that's the best way. But in terms of people to be contrarians or go against, I don't necessarily have like a specific person, but when I see a lot of people, talking about one different thing or all on the same side, that's when I start to get a little hesitant about going that way.
Rachel, who do you
So it's more a
follow?
build up.
Oh, go ahead.
It was more a build up of it instead of just like one person or two people.
So, who are some of the people that you would recommend that traders should follow besides yourself on Twitter?
Um. Okay. Well, let's see. People I'd recommend, I guess, Trader Stewie, the person I mentioned, who got me my name. He's on, and if you look at my followers, he's on mine. Who else? Such a hard question right out. right off the bat. It depends what you're looking for too. If you're looking for like options, like if option people, like some people just follow for fun. I mean, I guess what I would say, instead of like putting me on the spot with that question, because I'm not really sure, is go look at my followers and then pick ones you might like, and then if you don't like them, move on. Because I mean, there's a purpose for me having them as a follower that might not work for somebody else.
That's a great point.
I completely agree. That's a fantastic point.
Okay, so did you get down and dirty in the Netflix there? I mean, what a move here. Is that a stock that's in your stable of stocks to trade, or something you avoid, or what's your outlook, or did you play Netflix today?
I used to play it a lot, but I haven't in a long time. I feel like it's just been hard to trade for me recently. I cannot find the trend. And I would have been wrong. I'm glad I didn't do anything. I thought it was going to go down, but so I'm very glad that I stayed out of that game.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, I mean, we talked about it yesterday with Nick Shaheen, and he was like, that he likes to do a lot of spreads and stuff, and he's like, flip a coin and pick a direction, and
yeah, right.
And then Dennis and I were looking, and the thing closed at 448, I believe, something like 348.
340, yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy move.
in the 85 calls, we're going for $7. I mean,
well, how much were they going for?
7.
Oh my God!
30 points out of the money. For you, I mean, those kind of trades to you, the risk reward ratios. I mean, you would need the thing to go to 387.
Right, but then look, and huge move.
Yeah, Lotto. That's why it calls them Lotto. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Well, this is the time at 9:08 where I ask you about your Goldman Sachs indicator, and I remember last time we had it on, it was having a nice rally, and it was a good distance away from 185 at the time. I believe it was at 190. Had the run up, kissed 200. Came back down. Now it ended up gapping down from that 185 level. Did you move off that level, or were you able to get something off on the short side?
I mean, it's kind of hard to use it right now just because of the earnings thing, and because I do feel like there's some kind of rotation going on out of financials, obviously. But if I had to decide right now, I think that this is not the bottom for GS just yet. I think it goes lower, maybe 170 before it finds the bottom.
Yeah, that
so
takes. Yeah.
I mean, but and then if you're going to use it as a market indicator as well, it goes with my bias of I do think we could bounce. I'm not sure about a bounce here. I'm not going to say that we're going to tank today or tomorrow, but unless some crazy bazooka comes out tomorrow that just like puts everyone at like awe, my bias is that if we bounce, we make a lower high and then go back down.
Go back down.
To at least test what we tested last week. And maybe I put out a chart over the weekend, if anyone's following me on Twitter, to at least maybe make a W kind of formation before going back up.
Instead of the
I'm not calling for a crash here. I'm not calling for anything like crazy.
I understand. What about, I mean, just in general, like, do you try and play like the earnings at all? I mean, you had something like IBM. Is that a stock that you trade much at all?
No, I don't really trade IBM, but I do sometimes every once in a while like play a lotto. If I feel like there's going to be a big mover and I have like some kind of sassy intuition, but like I said, my sassy intuition was wrong yesterday,
which is good.
I mean, yeah, but I guess it was good that I didn't do it. I mean, maybe it wasn't strong enough. But if I have like a strong feeling about one, and I think it might be a big mover, I might put some money towards it, knowing that it could go to zero the next day. But sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. So let's see, what would I be looking for? I don't think I'll do Apple. Maybe I would do Amazon or Baba or something like that. Or Twitter, maybe Twitter actually. Twitter's probably the one I might do.
Boy, this thing has been just in a trading range of late. Stuck over 40 there. I mean, do you ever, when it gets in a trading range like this, do you think it's to sit there? Do you ever, just sell the outside, sell the 42 calls and sell the 34 puts and just let it sit there and take in that premium? Or do you not like?
I have not been doing that, and I keep saying I need to start doing that again, and I have not done it yet, but I do need to start doing that, especially since I look at open interest so much. I can see the ranges that it's typically going to stay in. it makes no sense that I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah, I mean,
So shame on me.
okay. I mean, I wasn't. I mean, it's just. I mean, there's risk too, associated with
No,
it.
of course.
Um, but I mean, you could sell credit spreads or debit spreads, something like
But
that.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, honestly, the amount of like the amount of options I see that stay within their range because of the open interest, it's crazy that I'm not selling spreads right now.
Okay. All right. Just something, to add to your repertoire. We know we have Nick Shaheen on Tuesdays, and that's something that he likes to do. So, do you have any oil stocks on your buy radar? What a move in oil here. Just hit that 46.50 level again. I guess when you talk about, not doing something you thought, I thought, hey, it was the fourth time down here to the 46.50 level. It might poke through, but instead it's rallied a buck. Any oil stocks on your radar?
None. I have no interest. I mean, I have no interest in it. It's just too much. Like, it's too volatile. And I just feel like going for something like that is just kind of saying, well, I want to be the person that catches it. And I don't care. I don't need to be the person that catches it.
Rachel, it's a new year, a new outlook. Are there any specific sectors that you're looking at to be really strong this year, or are you more interested in individual names?
I guess I'm more interested in individual names. I mean, right now you could see, I mean, because it's so hard to know. I mean, are utilities and healthcare going to continue to keep selling? Because, I mean, those are the names I like right now. Obviously, there's no end to, like, going up, especially biotech. It's crazy. And I'm not going to be calling for the collapse of it. So as long as it's going up, I'm going to continue to ride it. So, I mean, I guess biotech's a great sector right now.
What are some of your favorite
and
biotech
I think
stocks?
Tech will do good. Which stocks in biotech?
Yeah, what are some of your favorite biotech picks?
I like Celgene right now. I mean, the main ones basically, like REGN, BIIB. I like, even though it hasn't really been doing great, I like Amgen. I think it will do good. Just has been taking a break, I guess. Hasn't been doing bad, but just kind of hanging out. I like DMRN. I mean, mostly the ones that I guess are popular, but they're so hard to trade with options. You know what I like? I like ICPC for a long hold. So I actually have next year's January calls that I'm just holding, not really doing anything with, not touching. Maybe if price goes up a bit, I'll start to sell calls, like weekly ones or something to collect premium on top of it. But for now, I'm just holding it.
ICPT, you said?
Yeah.
What's are you going fundamentals on here? Technicals? What are you looking at?
All of the above. I think, and sentiment too. I mean, first of all, it's very under-owned, and it's also very highly shorted. And any news comes out on this, it went like to like 400 something, and they got just hammered because I guess it wasn't ready, the drug's not ready or whatever. But some news comes out on this thing, and it's gonna fly.
And you got limited risk being with your options. Yeah, it was just about a year ago that I believe it was for was it hepatitis? Was that, or was it something?
It was. Yeah, it's for that liver thing, the liver.
Yeah,
transplant.
yep.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep an eye on. Obviously, with the biotechs, you gotta keep an eye on the news as well. It's 9:15. We just got one more minute here, Rachel. I just had just a general question for you, just as far as your trading strategy. Do you keep like a fair amount of longs and a fair amount of shorts too, or do you find yourself just getting loaded one way or another?
I'm typically a long bias investor, but it's also because we're in a bullish market. So for the most part, you will find me more longs than shorts. But if it's a time like right now, I have just very little on. So I just kind of like maybe play around with one or two things, and they're very short dated and just kind of quick because I don't trust the market right now, and I don't see a good swing. Location right here, so I just kind of hang back and paint my nails during the day, and I don't know, just look around at things.
Okay, get a workout in, and so with the thing with the ECB tomorrow, you're just gonna let the big boys figure out what's happening, and then you'll pick up afterwards. You got a large cash position, so you don't care which way it goes, just as long as there's some action, and you'll react to it.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Rachel Shasha. She is a blogger and founder of Sassy Options, and now, I mean, I never would have said you're sassy, Rachel. I mean, I don't know what that Trader Stu is saying, but I do know you
Mhm.
give us great information on open interest and sentiment and psychology in the markets, and we really enjoy having you on. So have a good trading day, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Karen.